Hey ladies, again, it's Rachel. I'm going to do an update now on my infertility journey and how my first official month trying to conceive went. We've actually been trying for about a year, but it's kind of been a year on and off. Not really on and off. We haven't been using protection at all. And I mean, we've been having sex, every other day, and nothing's happened. So, I mean, we have been trying, but, I mean, not adamantly, like, ovulation tests, all that stuff. This was our first, month getting, pushing, trying really hard for it. So, I actually started metformin, as you guys may know if you're a follower. I started metformin about 2 months ago. And I've been taking Provera for quite a while now, probably about maybe a year, because I just don't get my cycles like I should. They'll be 45, 50 days, and it'll still just not come. So I started the metformin, and at first I had really bad symptoms. You can go back and watch my metformin video, and I kind of give some, my symptoms and my experience with it so far, in case any of you ladies are curious or are about to start metformin or are on it and want to kind of compare. So, yeah, now the last 2 months that didn't work. Actually, last month, so the first month it didn't work because it was kind of a half month, so we didn't expect it to. And then the second month, we went to the coast. We were in the coast for a week, right when I was about to start my cycle, and it didn't start. I kind of put it to, stress and whatever. I forgot to pick up my Provera before we left out of town because I didn't realize we were going to be gone the 1st. And I take it the 1st through 10th of every month. And then I usually start my period by the 12th. So we were gone the 1st through the 7th. So I didn't get to take it. And when we got home, I usually take a pregnancy test before it, even though most of the time it's going to be too soon to even get a positive. But I take one anyways, just, to be safe, because my doctor says it's safe during pregnancy, but I have read things where it can cause miscarriages, so I just take one to be safe. And so we got home from the coast. It was a crazy day. My car broke down on the way back. We got home, our AC had blown out and almost started a fire. So, I mean, it was one of those days. And then we found a flea on my dog. They don't have fleas. I think it was because we give them the Advantix. I think it was just a stray one because it's been a month now and we haven't seen more. But that's just kind of to show you guys how crazy my day was. So I got home and I was about to start my my Provera, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to take a pregnancy test. I have a bunch of them under the sink, so I'm just going to take one. I know I'm not pregnant. The metformin probably hasn't worked yet. I don't have any symptoms. So I take the test, and it's positive. I will show you ladies the test here. Okay. Whoop. And now I drop it. Okay. So, yeah, it was positive. I don't know if you can really see it very well. But this, popped up. I'm going to see if I can. Anyways, it popped up right away. Literally, as it was going across the screen, it was positive. And it's actually even kind of faded a little bit. It was really dark. It was almost as dark as the control line. And I was in shock. Like, my fiance was still unloading the car from the trip, and I'm like, Zach! His name's Zach. I was like, Zach! And he, like, runs in the bathroom. He's like, what? He, like, thought I saw another flea or something. And I showed it to him, and he's like, what does that mean? Because, you know, he's a boy. They don't really know much about pregnancy tests. And I'm like, that means I'm pregnant. And he's like, really? And he was like, you know, all excited. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what to think. I was like, I'm going to take another one. And that was positive. And I took a digital and it was negative, but I hear that it takes a while, you know. And my period technically wasn't late because, like I said, it usually starts the 12th because the way that I take my pills, it's kind of weird, you know. So, you know, I was thinking, like, you know, it's too early. And I was so freaking excited. Like, you don't even know. I called my best friend and I told her because she knows kind of our struggles. And yeah, so it was great. And so the next day I call my doctor and he sends in a blood test. I go get a blood test done. They call me back the next day and it was negative. And my HCG was 0. Because I know that there's a quantitative and qualitative, and they did the one where they actually like test the amount, and it was 0. So I was so confused. I asked if it could have been a chemical pregnancy. They said that most likely not, since they got a 0. And I'm like, well, then how the heck did I get a positive test? And they're like, I don't know. So I started my Provera, and I started my period. So it was kind of a fluke, I guess. I don't really know what to think of it. I'm still kind of chalking it up as a chemical because I don't think it's possible to get, like, multiple positives on, you know, different kinds of tests and not be pregnant. And, like, they were dark. It wasn't just, like, little, like, evap lines. So that happened, and then finally started my period, and now I went to the doctor's a couple days ago, and I'm actually going to be starting Chlomid. So I've heard very, very back and forth things about Chlomid, good and bad. Good as in I know it'll get you pregnant, you know, it's really good for people like PCOS and stuff. But bad as in, like, the emotional side of it and the symptoms. So yeah, I just wanted to update everybody on that. I'm about to go pick it up. I can't start it until my next cycle, so today's the 1st, so I'm going to start taking my Provera to jumpstart my period. So we'll see where this takes us. Thank you guys for following me on this journey, and keep your fingers crossed for me that I can take the Chlomid and that it actually works. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and follow me on this crazy journey. And if you're already subscribed, thank you for being a subscriber. And if you guys have any questions you want me to answer, if you, you know, are in the same boat as me and, like, want to share your experiences so far, I would love that. You can comment below. So yeah.